Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. I'm Eliza. I'm here at the Hatfield Public Library and I am super excited about the box of adult books I'm about to unbox, probably because there's a cookbook right on the top and I can see that it has a very beautiful dessert. So get ready. This cookbook is called Fruit Desserts by Martha Stewart, and it's got this gorgeous apple thing going on. I mean, honestly, I'm sure the apples taste the same if you don't cut them and make them into like this chessboard pattern. So it's probably a lot of extra work, but it looks so good. It says 100 plus delicious ways to savor the best of every season. And let's just open it at random. Ooh, beach tart bars. Da 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 da. Sour cherry crumble bars. Wow, citrus flan. That's a little different. I've never even heard of that. I mean, I've heard of flan, but I've never heard of putting like grapefruit in it. I do like the setup of this cookbook. Key lime cream puffs. I like the setup because it's like a very clear picture, gorgeous photography, and then you can see the recipe is just very clearly presented on the other side. Okay, I can't get distracted and only look at that book. So I have another one. This is called Breathe: The New Science of a Lost Art by James Nestor. This was actually recommended by a patron. And it is basically, it seems simple, but it's about sort of the history of medical stuff with breathing, and then why it's so important, and also like how to do it better. So seems like an important thing. It's definitely something we all need to do all day, every day. A travel book, New England, Getaway Ideas for a Local Traveler. No planning required. That's kind of fun. So, oh, I see, because it's day trips. So this seems like the perfect thing if you just want to get away for the day. I'm super curious about this purple trolley thing right on the front. And oh gosh, I think this is going to be a good addition. I feel like, especially after this winter and after all this COVID time, people are really going to be wanting to get out of the house. Oh, this looks like an important one. This is called Regeneration: Ending the Climate Crisis in One Generation by Paul Hawken. I do not think I realized that this book was going to be so big. It's kind of funny. And it looks like it does have some pictures, which is always good, especially for sort of like more complicated science-y stuff. Oh, maybe it's got some essays from different people. Oh my gosh, look at that rhino. So this book was well reviewed, and it's looking, we've gotten a lot of books about climate change, and I think this is sort of looking at, what can be done, which is really important because, the most important thing is to not give up. Oh, look, it's got a foreword by Jane Goodall. So, yeah, I like that big size. It makes it seem more, I don't know, accessible somehow with the photos, and yeah, because, sometimes those books can feel a little overwhelming. Okay. I know it's already been like 4 books in and we haven't had a thriller, but don't worry, we have one now. It's called Friends Like These by Kimberly McCreight. Got kind of a creepy cover with sort of maybe some stuff going on at a party. Twisty turny, a group of college friends haunted by the past gather at a glamorous weekend home for a desperate intervention. Oh wow, it's a reunion and they go to the Catskills. Oh, there are secrets. Don't worry. We got secrets. Here's another sort of thriller. This is Jonathan and Jesse Kellerman. Jonathan has a co-writer, and it's called The Burning. I don't know who Jesse Kellerman is. Maybe it's his son. Those We Throw Away Are Diamonds, A Refugee's Search for Home by Mondiant Dogon with Jenna Krasjewski. And that's a beautiful title. This is about a man born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, And oh gosh, about the violence there. They end up as refugees in Rwanda and then in UN tent cities. And then he just talks about all his years at the refugee camps. And yeah, that sounds really amazing. I mean, a lot of people live through this, and not many of them get to tell their story. So that seems like a really important book. Okay, we are straight back to fiction because I'm just taking these out of the box randomly. Craig Johnson, Daughter of the Morning Star, and it's got sort of like a guy out in the Old West with maybe like a gun or something over his shoulder. So these are the books that became the Netflix series Longmire. Was it always a Netflix series? I feel like Netflix is just taking things and being like, oh, it's Netflix, but it's on Netflix, which is the important thing. And these are, I think, just like detective mysteries that take place out west. Another thriller. This one is called Last Girl Ghosted by Lisa Unger, and it says, think twice before you swipe, which I'm thinking is maybe like a Tinder reference. Yes, online dating match turns into a deadly cat and mouse game. Oh no, so she meets him, she falls for him, so it's not like a bad first date. Then he stands her up, then he disappears, and she's ghosted, but then she tries to find him, and then maybe it's all just like a trap that he set up. It's tricky. Online dating is tricky. Travels with George in Search of Washington and His Legacy by Nathaniel Philbrick. When George Washington became president, okay, so lots of stuff happened when George Washington became president, but the story starts in the fall of 2018 when Nathaniel Philbrick embarked on his own journey into what Washington called the infant woody country to see what America had become 229 years later. So it seems like a little history road trip thing going on. Women, Food, and Hormones, a 4-week plan to achieve hormonal balance, lose weight, and feel like yourself again. That sounds good to me. It's by Sara, Gottfried, MD. It's got an avocado on the cover, which is a good trick for making people want to read a book. And it's just basically, it looks like it talks about how a lot of medical science and historically been more focused on men and how their bodies work, and this is specifically focused on how women's bodies work and what you can do to make them healthy. Okay, 3 more books. I thought there were 2. There's actually 3. We'll start with this one. Make your own indoor garden. Oh my gosh, how to fill your home with low maintenance greenery. Looks very elegant on the cover. I love having plants, and I'm not always so good. I don't usually kill them, but I go to other people's houses and their plants look so healthy. And I think maybe it's just a fundamental problem that my house doesn't get a lot of sun, but I really wish I just could explode. I wish my house could explode with greenery. And that's what it looks like she's going to show you how to do. Well, these are terrariums. That's interesting. I don't have any terrariums. Cactus. More terrariums. Oh, and so that I didn't realize from the cover that it was going to be a lot of terrariums. This is the kind of thing that I want. It's just like plants everywhere, and they look gorgeous. So, I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but that seems like a book that maybe I need to look at. Now we have 2 more, and I just am picking up this one by Joshua Ferris, A Calling for Charlie Barnes. Many years ago, Joshua Ferris wrote Then We Came to the End, which is still one of my all-time favorite books. I really, really love it. And I've read everything he's read since then. Some of his books are a little like I don't want to use the word experimental, but he doesn't necessarily follow all of the protocols that writers always follow. And some of his books have been like they've been like a little harder to read than We Came to the End, but I think he's an amazing writer, and I love that he's really trying to do different things. And this one, A Calling for Charlie Barnes, has actually been getting reviews that maybe it's like sort of a little bit the return to his earlier books. So the premise is that Charlie Barnes Serially divorced and aggrieved by life's compromises, this internal schemer and born romantic wants out of his straitened circumstances and into the American dream. But when the twin calamities of the Great Recession and a cancer scare compound his troubles, Charlie's outsized ambitions dwindle, and an infinite future of forking paths quickly tapers to a black dot. What does that mean? So, it says it's a sly critique of true stories, a parody of the memoir, and an indictment of our national and family myths, including the self-regarding act of storytelling itself. Inventive and moving. So again, not like your standard everyday novel, but sounds really intriguing to me. And after loving Then We Came to the End so much, I always want to read everything he writes. Last book. This is a more serious one. It's called Into the Forest, a Holocaust story of survival, triumph, and love by Rebecca Frankel. And it's about a family who in 1942 escapes escapes the Nazis in Poland by going into the forest and surviving for 2 years, which just seems amazing to me. I can't imagine, living with my children in the forest for 2 years. Here's a photo. Just sounds like a really heartbreaking story. And then there's another element where during that time, the mother rescues a boy by pretending that he's her son, and then years later they meet up. So it sounds like there's sort of multiple elements to this story. That's all my books. That was a nice big pile. Sorry, the video was a little long, but I just wanted to, make sure to get all the information about everything. And it was a pretty big box. So we'll be back with more. Oh no, I have something exciting, which is next video. We have a special guest who is our new children's librarian, Jocelyn. So if you made it to the end of this one, then you know what is coming. We'll have lots of children's books, and we'll have a new person on screen. Hooray!